Hi there, and welcome back to another episode of Women with Good Chat. I'm here with my good buddy Pam.
Yes, and good morning, Amanda.
How are you doing still?
I am still doing good. We're on part 2 of our episodes, so we're going through.
So we wanted to just continue on talking about nutrition and the importance of nutrition, obviously, well, at any age, but particularly at our age, since we are the age that we are.
Yes.
And we were talking about the importance of protein. It really is important for muscle building and muscle retention. And of course, we will touch on exercise in another episode. And Pam's going to be our guinea pig and do some demos for us.
No one wants to see that.
Everybody wants to see it. I do.
All right, there we go.
But anyway, in order to support your exercise goals, you need to focus on nutrition as well. They all work hand in hand, and of course, protein helps you build and retain muscle, so it's very, very important. So we just spoke about that in terms of very lightly touched on some options that you can have that you can access easily to bump up protein in your day. And at some point we will provide some links and some recipes too, just easy, simple recipes, nothing too wordy, that you can touch on if you need a reference point. But one thing I also wanted to add in is the importance of fiber.
Okay.
So fiber keeps everything moving. Pam, not to get overly personal, but your family, you've mentioned about, about colon issues and stuff
Yes,
in the family.
absolutely.
And,
that's a real health concern in my family.
Yeah.
We have generational issues with colon health, and therefore I try to be thoughtful about that. However, I'm certainly noticing that a lot more women our age, people our age, are turning to something like in particular Metamucil, so a real fiber supplement. That's not something I do. I really try to incorporate as many vegetable sources of fiber in my diet as I can. I haven't turned to a supplement, but I'm wondering what you think about particular sources of fiber for our age, and then what do you think about the supplements?
Okay, well, I think for me, where I generally try and start first are natural sources. But if you're greatly lacking in anything, obviously, then you want to speak to your healthcare professional about bumping it up with a supplement or specific vitamins. Fiber, you do have to be a little bit careful with as if you're taking it as a supplement. And again, anything you take in powdered form, you always want to check with your healthcare professional, because anything that's overly processed is not necessarily where you want to start.
Right.
So in terms of fiber, you want to go with fresh vegetables. We were talking about this moments ago.
Yes.
Raw vegetables are very good, but you have to be cognizant of the fact that they can be difficult on your system.
Yes.
So what you might want to do, especially with cruciferous and brachyta vegetables, is that you want to blanch them a little bit first. So this will help tame down some of the gassy effect that you can get from eating things like broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower,
right.
Which are kind of mainstays in most people's diets. Very easy to prepare, and you can do a million things with them.
Right.
So if you blanch them even 30, 60 seconds and take them out, don't rinse them cold, just let them, they'll continue to cook with that heat,
Okay.
but you'll have something that is still very easy to work with,
Right.
in terms of it's still got quite a bit of a firm texture, so you can eat it as if it was a raw vegetable. You can also use it in other applications where you have to cook it a little bit further and it won't become too mushy. So again, if you're doing the dreaded term meal prep,
right.
you can have all these things blanched and ready to go.
So if you're doing
in
a
your
stir
refrigerator.
fry, like would be one of the ways that I think people would really just easily try to get all of those more fibrous vegetables in,
Exactly.
blanch them, toss them in, and then you're okay.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
and when you talk about something like a stir fry, again, you want to limit the oil you're using, but you need not just enough to get kind of everything moving. And if you want to have a bit of a nutritional powerhouse, then you combine things like broccoli, carrots, and peppers. Carrots and peppers, which are very high in vitamin C,
Right.
and of course very brightly colored, which comes with a whole host of great nutritional benefits. So that in those can be sliced thinly and added in raw. They'll cook a bit when you stir fry them, and of course you have your blanched crunchy vegetables like your broccoli and cauliflower, and then that is a great base for something that you can add to it, again, whether it's beans, tofu, fish, any type of meat or chicken.
Right.
So fiber, again, very, very important. Something that I found that's very easy to apply, but might seem a bit mysterious in terms of texture, is chia seeds. So chia seeds can be soaked. They take on kind of a glutinous, gelatinous kind of texture.
Most of us have heard of chia pudding. I make chia pudding without coconut milk.
Which is fantastic. You can add them to smoothies. You can also add them to savory applications, to stir fries. A lot of them kind of disappear into the texture. And again, if you like things that have a bit of more body to it in your sauces, you can add chia to a soy sauce and add a tiny bit of whatever sweetener, honey, maple syrup, whatever it is. And you've got kind of more of a traditional stir fry sauce that has a huge nutrition boost.
Now you're soaking those. Are you soaking those so that the body's able to access the nutrition? Because raw, they're not generally used just out of the package. You usually soak them. Okay.
So what you would do is you would create your sauce. So you'd have your base of soy sauce, fish sauce, maybe miso paste, maple syrup or honey, because you always want to balance it, everything, and add in acid again to keep the balance going. So lime juice, or you can use rice wine vinegar or mirin, and then have that all mixed up. Then you put your chia in, let them sit there, do their thing, and before you know it, they're ready to add in to your stir fry, or let it thicken a bit more, and you can brush it on fish, chicken, whatever it is.
Okay, any other of those kind of, really super whole foods? Because what we're looking for, obviously, is to get these nutrients through whole foods as opposed to going to what we were talking about with the powdered supplements. So any more that are kind of hidden fiber that we might not know about?
Yeah, so you would know about flax seeds, but flax seeds as well as chia are something I put in a lot. So I make a lot of granola style bars and energy bites for clients, and I often implement those. Those can be tossed into a raw style dough. Your body still processes them fine, and they have that slow release element, which means you're kind of getting that fiber release through the day, which again is easier on your system. And it's just way more digestible.
Right. And hemp seed and those seeds are easy to just toss into a salad too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
It gives you a nice crunch. You can even make your own little sort of granola type crouton, which would be a savory version of a granola.
Oh, okay.
Which again, I can give more information on a later date. But I love adding that because I love texture in all foods, but especially in salads.
Absolutely.
And it gives you a huge nutrition boost. There is a bit of a fat factor in there, but you're getting a huge nutrition boost and a lot of crunch. So your brain is going, oh my God, this is amazing. This must be bad for me, but it's not.
It's not, no.
And it's super good for you. And then you can always use the balance on your yogurt in the morning. And then of course you always want to try and implement oatmeal when you can.
Okay.
Again, you've got to weigh the pluses and minuses of carb. Obviously, oatmeal is high in carb, but the benefits in terms of fiber, protein, and just general nutrition, both super high in protein and fiber. It's really worth spending your carbohydrates there because you get so much of a bang for your buck. You can also grind it into a flour and use it in baking.
Right. Now, are you a fan of steel cut oats? Because that is something that people seem to throw into the oatmeal category, but seems to impact, I think, blood sugar levels differently, more positively, so there's less of an impact, and also perhaps provide more nutrition. Do you have a feeling on that?
I think the greatest application is you're going to get from like a large flake or rolled oat, which is basically the same thing. Yes, steel cut is good. It's a little bit more limiting in the various applications.
Yes, it is. You got to cook it for a long time, right? There's no easy way around that.
So if you just have a regular rolled or large flake oat, you can use it in a myriad of baking applications. It's easy to grind into a powder. So again, you can use that in baking, or you can put it into any type of energy bite, granola bar, or just 1,000 other things. You can grind it not to a powder and toast it, and again use that on a salad.
Okay.
So it just gives you there's a lot of different applications that you can use with it.
Great. Okay. Well, we're back to time again. This is such a bigger topic than I think we thought it was, but I think it's important that we not just kind of delve on the theory, because theory is important, but also we're trying to implement this.
Yeah.
Right. So those are some very, very simple ways we can start with it. And as you say, we will attempt to get some more information, a bit more in depth about recipes, etc. More ways to do that. So thank you for telling. I know you take this very seriously, and I know you're very devoted, and I want to say that in the most sincere way, devoted to your clients that you cook for, and to their nutrition, and making sure that the food that you're giving them is both delicious and nutritious. So thank you for sharing that with us, your experience and your research.
Well, it's a pleasure, and it's always a pleasure hanging out with you.
Woo!
And like I said, this is the tip of the iceberg, because we've got more episodes coming that delve into health, nutrition, exercise, and mental health well-being.
Absolutely.
And we definitely, as always, welcome your comments. Look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of
Women with Good Chat.
We'll see you soon.
Chat soon.
Bye.